At fire hydrants, water not coming out, the pressure so low, the number one tool that they use to fight these fires.
My thoughts and prayers go out to the people of California, man. You know, people in the Palisades and other areas that's been affected by the wildfires.
Mayor Bass, I've been on the fire lines the last 2 days. I've never seen firefighters this desperate. At fire hydrants, water not coming out, the pressure so low, the number one tool that they use to fight these fires, not there.
Pause. Can someone explain to me why there are no pressures in the fire hydrants? That's inexcusable. I mean, I don't know who's in charge of that, but that's inexcusable. You live in an area where there are fires that go out of control all the time. I don't understand how there's no pressure in the fire hydrants. That does not make any sense. Let's see what else they got to say. And this is gonna make me mad.
How frustrated are you about that? And also, I'm getting texts right now from the Palisades Highlands community. We're almost 48 hours after this fire started. There's not resources up there. The hydrants aren't working. Where's the National Guard? Where are miles and miles of water tenders? How are we addressing this?
Well,
Your reaction?
What's the National Guard going to do? Is no water.
Frustrated by this, of course, because we all know that this has been an unprecedented event. We also know that fire hydrants are not constructed to deal with this type of massive devastation, and that the number one problem.
Look, if you know the fire hydrants are not built for that, then that is your fault. You're the mayor. You're responsible for that. Like, that means you have to be prepared for this stuff to happen, because it's not like you don't live in a city where this stuff happens. Like, fires burn down houses in California every year. So I don't understand. Like, she can't use that as an excuse.
Especially on Wednesday, was the fact that we weren't able to do the air support because of the winds. And so, of course, I am absolutely frustrated by that. I am not sure that is correct, that there are no resources up there, but rest assured, as soon as we are done here, I will follow up on that.
But those homes, the first day and a half, there were homes up there that had been protected by the fire. And then I went up there yesterday and there were
that had been protected?
That it basically had been saved. Obviously, the fire's moving different directions, but when I went up there yesterday, there were not a lot of resources. We drove around, and then I know that things got worse up there. I'm just wondering, now that we move 48 hours past, how are we addressing these water problems that are continuing, and is it acceptable that they continue?
Well, let me just say that the water problems are a little better now because the winds.
This lady's lying. Let me tell you something. See, I worked maintenance. If you don't know, my background is maintenance, facilities management, facilities engineering. I work with teams and engineering teams to get things done. You know, we replace all types of things. I worked in titanium mills. I worked in residential areas. My whole job is like I manage teams and manage maintenance, and we build things and we build things out and come up with plans and stuff like that to either construct new things or repair and salvage old things. So with that being said, this lady and her civil engineering team, which she has one because every city has a civil engineering team, should have known that water pressure wasn't going to be significant enough to stop these fires. Another thing too, I was reading reports too that the mayor was actually in Africa somewhere when these fires started. And my thing is, Mayor, why are you not in this city and on vacation during your fire season? Like, that's just unacceptable to me. Like, I don't understand, like, why aren't you there to run these things and make sure these things go correctly? I also heard that too, that the reason they didn't have water pressure is because some fish was endangered or something like that, and people from the wildlife community said they needed 17 million gallons of water. So they emptied their water reserve, 17 million gallons of water, to try to save this fish or something with whales or something like that. I don't know all the details, but you guys gotta look it up. But that's ridiculous. If that's true, that's ridiculous, right? Your people come first, not animals, not whales, not anything else, not fish, not saving game or wildlife. Your people come first, man. And for them to just manage this terribly is crazy to me, right? And she's talking about airplanes. Let me tell you something. Airplanes can't put out fires that well, that are that huge. Like, the airplanes have limited capacity. They only can carry a limited amount of water. When they dump the water, it's not super accurate. You know, it's always a guesstimate where they're going to dump the water and how they do it. And I'm not saying they don't do a good job. They do the best they can. I'm not saying it's the people who fly the airplanes and the people who doing the job. I'm not saying it's their fault. It's just not a very effective way to handle the situation. The most effective way to handle the situation is to be prepared for it ahead of time. And I can speak from this, right? Because like I said, this is what I do. I manage engineer teams. Now, civil engineer teams I haven't done, but I know how to get things done. And if it was me, I don't understand like why they're not taking advantage of the ocean. Like, if you look on the map, let's take a look at the map. The ocean is right there. What are they doing, right? What you do is, before this even happens, you get on the phone with someone in Denmark or Germany. You get you some big water pumps, right? You know, and you either pipe in the water from the ocean to the city, you build it out that way, or you have an area where it's going into a reservoir where you can load up trucks and get trucks all over the city. So even if the water pressure is down on the fire hydrants, you got a backup, you got a water reserve, and your reserve is that ocean right there, because you're pumping the water out of the ocean into a reserve somewhere where you can put it on the truck or hit the fires directly. So I don't understand why they're having these problems. It doesn't make any sense when the ocean is right there. Like, it is no excuse. It's nothing nobody can say to make this make sense to me, man. They can put all the fluff on it, they can do everything they want, they can say whatever they want, but nothing they say is going to make this make sense, man. And this is coming from somebody who actually worked on big projects and who built out things and who actually worked in the field of this nature, of putting things together and coming up for solutions for problems like this, right? No. It's no excuse. I mean, and if I'll say this, if the civil engineering team hasn't given them a proposal before this happened, they need to go. If the proposal wasn't approved, they need to go. If whoever didn't approve the money to do this, they got to go, because this is a whole disaster that could have been avoided. Like, there's no reason a oceanfront city is on fire because of no water, right? It's no reason.